All right, 1, hopefully you'll be able to get Adobe Animate set up. 2, never forget to save early, save often. When you start a project, save it. 3, you'll need to actually have a look at the principles of animation. There are 12 of them. I'll put links in here, down the doobly-doo, etc. They're used all over the place, not just in 2D animation, but also 3D, visual effects, and so on, and also web design. Some great examples include the Dumb Ways to Die campaign, used for metro trains in Melbourne. And yeah, they're used by Pixar and other major studios to help communicate their ideas. But let's get on with Adobe Animate. Okay, just quickly, let's have a look around the Adobe interface. Across the top here, we have all the menus. Most of these we'll touch on as appropriate for the individual tutorial. But when you're working on this stuff, make sure you're aware of the Windows menu here, because if you don't see stuff that you need, it will be one of these tick boxes that you can then click on to get access to. All right, down the side here, we have the toolbar. All the tools as we noted and needed. If you click on the triple dots at the bottom here, you can then access the other details. And in the center, of course, we have the stage, which is the common place that everybody does stuff. So blur. And down the bottom, we have the timeline, which I'm just going to create a frame. Now, that gives us something that's happening over time, something that will happen, etc., etc. And when we get into the tutorials proper, you'll see all that sort of stuff going on. Over here, we have the panels. Now, the panels will cover things like any other additional information you need relative to what you're working on. So if I use the little arrow here and select that line that I've created, it will give me information about the object and other stuff relevant to it. Clicking just off, I get the stage information. Now, the last thing I want to show you before we move on is basically exporting. When we're exporting, I may also save it early and often. All right, export to video/media. It will then give a file name. Because this one is unnamed, it'll be unnamed one or whatever, but you can then change and edit this and also work out where you want to place it. Once that's done, you hit export, it'll open up the media encoder. It'll take a few minutes to translate that into something useful and save it on to the location you've set. But that's how you export a video, and that's all I need to cover for this section. Oh, and there it goes. It's getting ready, sets itself up, and then goes does the encoding, status done, and wherever, and I can now close this off, and it may have a pop-up screen here, depending, and that is that.